Hello, welcome to another video from the Animal University channel. Let's go for the video. Jellyfish. Jellyfish, any planktonic marine member of the class Scyphozoa, phylum Cnidaria, a group of invertebrate animals composed of about 200 described species, or of the class Cubozoa, approximately 20 species. The term is also frequently applied to certain other cnidarians, such as members of the class Hydrozoa, that have a medusoid, bell or saucer-shaped, body form, as, for example, the Hydromedusae and the siphonophores, including the Portuguese man-of-war. Unrelated forms such as comb jellies, phylum Ctenophora, and Selps, phylum Chordata, are also referred to as jellyfish. Scyphozoan jellyfish can be divided into two types, those that are free-swimming medusae and those that are sessile, i.e., stem animals that are attached to seaweed and other objects by a stalk. The sessile polyp-like forms constitute the order Stauromedusae. Free-swimming Scyphozoan jellyfish occur in all oceans and include the familiar disc-shaped animals that are often found drifting along the shoreline. Most live for only a few weeks, but some are known to survive a year or longer. The bodies of most range in size from about 2 to 40 centimeters, 1 to 16 inches, in diameter. Some species are considerably larger, however, with diameters of up to 2 meters, 6.6 feet. Scyphozoan medusae consist of almost 99% water as a result of the composition of the jelly that forms the bulk in nearly all species. Most feed on copepods, fish larvae, and other small animals that they catch in their tentacles, which have stinging cells, nematocysts. Some, however, simply suspension feed, extracting minute animals and algae, phytoplankton, from the water. Like all cnidarians, their bodies are made up of two cellular layers, the ectoderm and the endoderm, between which lies the gelatinous mesoglea. In jellyfish, the transparent mesoglea layer is quite thick. The life cycle of free-swimming Scyphozoan jellyfish typically consists of 3 stages. A sessile polyp, Scyphistoma, stage asexually buds off young medusae from its upper end, with each such ephora growing into an adult. The adults are either male or female, but in some species they change their sex as they age. In many species, normal fusion of egg and sperm results in an embryo that is brooded in the gut of the adult until it becomes a ciliated planula larva, but in some this development takes place in the sea. After the planula larva leaves its parent, it lives for a time in the plankton and eventually attaches to a rock or other solid surface, where it grows into a new Scyphistoma. Such a life cycle characterizes the order Semiostomii, which contains some 50 species of mainly coastal water jellyfish, several of which have very wide geographic ranges. Included among these are members of the genera Aurelia and Chrysaera and the big red jellyfish, Tiburonia granrojo, subfamily Tiburonini, one of only 3 species of jellyfish that lack tentacles. The order Coronitae includes about 30 species of mostly deep-sea jellyfish, often maroon in color. A deep circular groove delimits the central part of the bell-shaped body from the periphery, which is divided into broad flaps, or lappets. The marginal tentacles are large and solid. Some species are known to have a Scyphistoma stage, but the life cycle of most of the forms has yet to be described. The coronate jellyfish are the most primitive of the present-day Scyphozoans and are thought to be descended directly from the fossil form Conulata, which flourished between about 180 and 600 million years ago. Some of the known sessile stages form branched colonies, which were once separately identified under the name Stephanocyphus. The order Rhizostomii includes some 80 described species. In these jellyfish, the frilly projections, oral arms, that extend down from the underside of the body are fused, obliterating the mouth and forming a spongy area used in filter feeding. Marginal tentacles are lacking, and the gelatinous bell is firm and warty. In species whose life cycles are known, there is a typical benthic, bottom-dwelling, Scyphistoma stage. Most members of the order are vigorous swimmers. Species of Cassiopeia, the upside-down jellyfish, however, swim infrequently and sit inverted in tropical shallows, exposing their photosynthetic symbiotic algae to sunlight. The group Rhizostomii is found mainly in shallow tropical to subtropical seas in the Indo-Pacific region, but members of the genus Rhizostoma, also called football jellyfish, often inhabit cooler waters, and Cotyloryza is common in the Mediterranean. The fourth order, Stauromedusae, comprises some 30 described species of non-swimming, stalked jellies. These species occur chiefly in cooler waters. They are goblet-shaped and fixed by a basal stalk. The mouth is situated at the upper end. Ranging from 1 to 10 centimeters, 0.4 to 4 inches, in diameter, the body has a tetradiate design and typically bears 8 clusters of tentacles. Some species can detach and resettle. Stauromedusae usually feed on small marine animals and live for several years. Development is direct from a larva into an adult. The polyp stage is suppressed. The class Cubozoa contains 2 orders, Charybdida and Chirodropoda. Together, both orders comprise about 20 described species. Although some reach a diameter of 25 centimeters, 10 inches, most range between 2 to 4 centimeters, 1 to 2 inches. The jelly is rather spherical but squared off along the edges, giving rise to the common name of box jellies. The genera Chironex and Chiropsalmus, commonly called sea wasps, occur widely from Queensland northward to about Malaya. These forms have remarkably sophisticated eyes, and they are dangerously venomous. A moderate sting can cause death within a few minutes. In all the box jellies so far studied, the polyp stage produces but a single medusa. Through the process of budding, polyps emerge from a medusa or from another polyp. Essentially, a single planula larva may produce numerous, genetically identical medusae. Jellyfish aren't really fish. Even though their name suggests otherwise, jellyfish aren't actually fish. They're considered plankton and are closely related to sea anemones and corals, which is why some scientists prefer to call them jellies or sea jellies instead. Jellyfish are the oldest multi-organ animal in the world. Jellyfish have no bones, so fossils are hard to come by. Nevertheless, scientists have evidence that these animals may have been around for at least 500 million years. That means they predate the dinosaurs by hundreds of millions of years. Jellyfish can feel. We don't know exactly what jellyfish are feeling, but they do appear to respond to their environment. For example, they have a flight response, meaning they swim away from potential danger and toward food. Jellyfish sleep. In fact, they may be the first ever animals with no central nervous system to have been observed sleeping. At night, jellyfish become less active and less responsive, indicating that they enter a sleep-like state. Jellyfish can glow in the dark. Approximately 50% of jellyfish are bioluminescent, meaning they can produce light. The vibrant, colorful hues these animals emit when they glow in the dark aren't accidental. They use this light to defend against predators and attract prey. Comb jellies, for instance, produce bright flashes of light to startle their predators and give them time to escape. Other jellyfish can release a glowing tentacle as a decoy. Some even send thousands of glowing particles into the water to confuse their predator. Some jellyfish perform a mating dance. One jellyfish species has been observed performing a mating ritual that involves a courtship dance. The male uses his tentacles to grab a female's tentacles, pulling her closer to him. He then uses his tentacles to pass his sperm to one of the female's tentacles before the pair splits off. At least one species of jellyfish is thought to be immortal. The Turritopsis nutricula jellyfish, colloquially called the immortal jellyfish, may be able to cheat death. When threatened, this species is capable of undergoing cellular transdifferentiation, a process whereby the organism's cells essentially become new again. I hope you enjoyed this video enough and it was informative. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. Introduce us to your friends. Good luck to you all.